which will just be your traditional sit-down, takeout pizzeria that will offer, pizza, bar food, anything, finger foods, and it'll also offer the option to sit down and have a cold beverage with, whoever you would like to go to the Boz and Kebab with. There isn't really much else. It is currently gutted right now, so there is a long ways to go. The contractors are in there right now, and hoping to be open by sometime in May or June.
Okay, thank you. Do you have a estimated seating capacity of
Yeah, the seating capacity is 35.
35? Thank you. So we open up the public hearing. Does board members have any comments, questions? Your hand? I know you gave us this
Yes, I
plan
think it got cut off a little bit too, in terms of the parking on the side.
on the side here. Yeah, I see that.
That's fine.
I tried to make it bigger.
I do have a question on the illuminated sign. How will that sign be illuminated?
It'll be internally illuminated, so it'll just probably have a battery. It'll just be, I don't know, trying to think of something very similar. It won't be externally illuminated. There won't be a light shining onto it. It'll be shining from within.
Okay. Any other questions?
It says residents parking up in the area where there's all this 17 parking spaces. Is it the resident parking is 5 and ones that are all cut off for the additional?
Correct.
I should just kind of ask it. And that's against the fence?
The fence all the way to the left.
So there's no real changes to the parking lot as it stands right now, right?
No changes, just gonna line it up.
I would assume there's a light over there?
Yeah, there should be 3 additional lights. There should be one where the residents are parking, one across from where the residents are parking, and then there should be one on the left side of the building. If you can see where the,
This one
He's got them all lit. He's got them
right here.
lit.
The third one would be,
I'm assuming these 3 little
Side.
dashes
Rays.
is a light.
yeah, that's a light.
Got cut off a little bit.
And it's gonna be nice down lighting that's not shining from the neighbor's windows.
It will be downlighting for sure.
I'm sure we'll have something to say about that at 10 o'clock at night.
I talked to the neighbors, they seemed all right about it. They actually encouraged it.
They're nice people.
Yeah, they are.
Anybody wants to see the smaller version?
Okay, well, the board has no more questions at this time. I'll open up the public hearing. Anybody has any questions, comments? You'd like to, could you stand and state your name, please?
Hi, my name's Ray Maynard, and I'm just kind of curious what your hours are gonna be.
So they're gonna be pretty strict. It's gonna be just from 12 o'clock in the afternoon to 10 o'clock at night.
Is there gonna be hard liquor served there, or just beer?
There will be hard liquor served, yes.
Is there gonna be a bar there, or
Yep.
just actual seating?
Oh, there'll be a bar and seating.
Jennifer Booby, and are we gonna be able to, the parking lot, are we gonna be able to get into our back driveway?
Yes, you guys should definitely have access to there, for sure. It's because you guys come right through there and go to the back parking lot. Yeah, you guys should. Yeah, for sure. No, I completely understand.
And the lights,
So it's gonna be a drop-down light, so I don't know exactly the height of them, but I'm gonna guess, it's probably somewhere a little bit taller than I am. It's gonna be a drop-down. I mean, those, the fence that is there right now, it should be
Right.
able to kind of, keep you guys, away from that light.
Now the lights will be on all night long.
No, those will get turned off right when the store actually closes.
So you won't have any parking for your residents? That light for the residents won't stay on, it'll go off?
Oh, yes, it'll go off, yeah. I mean, there's no lighting right
I was
there
gonna
now.
say, there's
so-
no lighting there right now, so.
Yeah, I don't see the issue there. Save a couple bucks on electricity.
Where's their driveway on this?
It's not there, it cuts off right at the
Where would it be?
dumpsters. Yeah, right by the dumpsters, you see, all the way at the back.
In the back corner.
Back corner.
One thing I think would be good is maybe if you designate that as like a no parking area so that there's no question of customers coming in and if it's busy, thinking that they could block it. I think
Yeah,
that
for
would
sure.
be-
I think it cuts off, a good amount of distance before their parking, they're kind of in a vicinity of where their, parking spot is.
Well, I live right across the road from the store and where your business is gonna be. And I was kind of curious, right in front of my house, there's a sidewalk, but yet people park there all the time. And, they go into the auto parts store and sometimes it's semis and things like that.
Mhm.
Just kind of curious on whether or not down the road that if the issue comes up where there's a lot of trucks there, that park and go in there, they have lunch or something and stay there an hour, 2 hours. And, sometimes these big trucks, especially the ones that cut limbs down and things like that in the springtime, sometimes it's hard for us to get out of our driveway, even though we have 2 ways of getting in and out. And, they park right across both driveways. And, even when they aren't across the driveway, these trucks stick out so far that we have to go way out into the road before, and we can't see. So I was wondering, and it doesn't have anything to do with you, but if it comes up, if we can put up like signs along the front of our house saying, limit 10 minutes parking, so people can park their semis or whatever, go in the store, get what they need, or sandwiches, or go in the auto parts store, get what they need and walk out. And, they're in and out in 10 minutes. It's not an issue, but it's just the trucks that are there for like an hour or an hour and a half. They go in and have lunch, have a few drinks, which is okay, but can they park in your parking lot with these big trucks?
I mean, like you said, they're doing it now. We could potentially put up a sign that, limits them to a time constraint. I think that's a good idea. I think it's what you were kind of pushing. And I can't really control, those trucks that are coming in and out. It's just like the luck of draw. It's like this area, a lot of construction, a lot of blue collar guys that drive just those big trucks. And, it's just, I think that, typically those big trucks are there around the middle part of the day. And I don't see that necessarily affecting their, the space over there because the restaurant will be busy at night. So I think it'll kind of, I don't know if there'll be any collision of heads when it comes to that. The best solution I could think of would be to do that, the time constraint. We don't necessarily offer seating when it comes to grabbing and going. So typically you don't see them being there for longer than 5 to 10 minutes. So, it's a good question. That's one way we could.
Which
move that.
house is it?
I know, I'm trying to, which house are you
which house
talking
is that?
about?
Right next to the garage.
Wouldn't that be something the town board could?
That's what I was
look
gonna say,
into?
that's more of a
Yeah,
town
when
issue.
it's more of a
Yeah.
town board issue
That's
than it
not-
would be us.
that's not
you know.
The
I was
pizza
gonna
guys.
say, we'll refer this to the town
Yeah.
board.
Yeah,
Okay?
Yeah.
It's not something we can do, but we
Right.
can make note of it for you and refer it to the town board.
Mhm.
Okay?
It only has to be
Sure.
like 10 minutes parking or something like that, just to let them know you can't park here for an hour and a half or an hour.
Yeah.
And, if they want to stay longer, they can pull right into the parking lot.
Not a problem. I understand your concern and we will pass that information on.
Yep.
Okay?
Thank you.
Would you consider turning these front spots, angling them a little bit? Because I know that's real close to the road. When people back out, they're gonna back into the road.
Yeah, you definitely, you know, we take into consideration if that you think would.
They do it now, and
They
it's
do it
hairy,
now.
yeah. I don't know if
What do they
turning.
do? You said that they are.
They're
parked at an
parked
angle?
like that now, and it's
Yeah.
rocket now.
Okay, yeah, no,
Which way?
They're
Straight.
parked-
They're parked straight, yeah.
They're parked straight
If
when
you
you go
line, if you
out.
line it crooked, I know it restricts people from going in this way.
Right.
Come from Winesfield, but you have a bunch of other spots over here they could turn into. It just might, it's gonna be a source of traffic, so.
if I did that now with the back ends of cars, would they be stuck out more than they are now if they're kind of at that angle? Would it-
They,
Yes, they're gonna be like.
they
this.
may be, but it's, I think when backing out, it will offset that.
Okay.
Like, no one's gonna hit them when they're parked there, it's when they have to pull out an additional 20 feet, and you can do it, you can cut your tires a lot faster.
Right,
I feel like your spots over here already at the store, are they already turned or no?
Yeah, I believe that just the way the store kind of
Kind of
is. Yeah, they are, and people are parking at angles.
I think more like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Although there, it's, it'd be kind of hard to keep them turned, because then pulling it over, there's nowhere to park.
Yeah.
But I think you have a bigger lot over here to back in.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions?
How often are you gonna have the dumpster dumped? I know that's a really early question for that.
Yeah, I mean, they already do it once a week, I'm gonna guess. So,
With- With this, can you guys maybe double it, because you're gonna be,
yeah,
they're
for sure.
doubling the
Yeah, I
cars.
mean, yeah, we have a pretty good relationship with Cambridge, so I mean, they can accommodate that.
that's
I
definitely.
mean, it's definitely gonna be a need, no
I-
doubt about it, yeah.
I know, and I know the one we have is, we dump it every week, and
Yeah.
in the summertime by day 5 or 6. It's
Right.
rough.
Right?
Rough, right, however you wanna say it. But with the middle of the town there, obviously it's important to keep the smell and the rodents and everything away.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Well, I was talking with Dion before, and he kind of mentioned the pizza shop that was in there a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
They did extremely well in there, so, you know, it's good to have something like that in there in our town, so we can, you know, have someplace to get something fast.
Sure.
You know, I just have to walk across the street, even better.
That's handy.
Okay, no other questions from the town? Close the public hearing?
Thank you very much.
So before we vote on this, we'll do secret, right? That's part two. Right, so we'll run through secret part 2 here.
Yep.
And we can vote on it. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with the adopted land use or zoning regulations?
No.
Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
No.
No,
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
no,
No. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environment area?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
no,
Will the proposed action cause an increase in use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? Will proposed action impact the existing public or private water supplies?
no,
Public or private wastewater?
no,
Will proposed action impair the character or quality of the important historical, archaeological, architectural, and aesthetic resources?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in natural resources?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage? Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
no.
So based on our answers, state that this is a negative declaration.
Mhm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Negative declaration.
Do we need a motion on that?
Yeah, that's like, oh,
I don't think so, but we did it. Do we? I don't think so.
I'm asking you.
I don't think we do. Do we?
Doesn't hurt to do it.
yeah, it was,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Negative declaration. Okay. So now to the special use permit, based on what we have in front of
Something
us.
else that just came up. You said noon to 10, your application says 11 to 10. Are you changing it?
Oh, okay, yeah, 11:10, sorry. Didn't even.
I think it does, right?
Yeah, it does say 11 to 10.
And one last thing, we should take a vote to close the public hearing.
You should?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a motion, and a second, and then vote.
Okay, a motion to close
Make a
the
motion.
Steve,
I'll second it.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is closed.
I know, it's okay, you said 11.
No, it does. So we'll just come with it.
It's wrapped in second.
You just said 12, I wanted to clarify.
Your second.
Oh, it says 12 on your,
Hard.
or did you write that?
I read that.
Okay.
It's 11, right?
It's 11, yeah.
All right.
11 we have in the minutes for us.
I just wrote down what he said.
We'll scratch that out.
Okay, so back to the special use permit. And then they want, any other objections,
Any
questions to it? Do I have a motion to approve the special use permit?
I'll give the motion.
Are we setting any conditions? Or?
This was wrong last month.
I think if he abides by his application and the drawing, keeping lighting to a minimum, so it's not to blind the neighbors, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what else.
The only thing I could mention was just making sure they're parking, because they have to go around the back, that it's designated as a no parking area somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just so that, God willing, you're very busy and it's gonna be packed, but they can still get in without.
For sure, yeah. No.
So what are your conditions on that?
What was that?
So what are the conditions? Are you making conditions on
Okay,
I would put not blocking the neighbor's entrance.
conditions of not blocking the neighbor's drive.
No parking, so.
So would I have to line that up or put some sort of sign saying,
Like
um,
private.
right,
driveway, no parking in this area.
want to go about it the right way?
Yeah,
Signs.
Well, most people put, sorry to interrupt, but, don't park in front of the dumpster.
Right,
So if they do that, then we can get in.
yeah, for sure. I'll definitely designate that.
I-
Your driveway also coincides with access to the dumpster.
Maybe
back there,
subject to
so it's
towing.
all-
Yeah,
It all
yeah,
works
yeah.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
If it gets to be a problem, we'll have to do something different.
Yeah.
When the pizza place was open before, we had some lady thought it was a driveway out.
Drive-through.
In between our houses. I had to drive it out for her. She got all nervous. She said, why would they put a road this narrow? It's not a road, baby.
Yep, you have to always assume for the lowest common
Is that
Any other conditions? Not blocking the drive, no parking signs.
That's it.
Okay. So, make a motion
Make one.
with the conditions
As stated.
stated. Okay, your second,
I'll second it. That's me.
Laura seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. The special use permit is approved.
Good luck.
Move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
maybe that angle parking isn't a good idea, but just something to look at. I know that's tight there. When people drive faster and faster every day. See it all the time, they blow through the light.
Yeah, for sure.
Or jump in the light.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. People don't take their turns. They don't play well with others in the sandbox.
I play well.
Okay, next thing on the agenda, Callahan Industries. Who's here to represent them?
You think you're open in May? Yeah.
May, June, somewhere around there, yeah.
Looking forward to it. So,
Jeff Klein with Pre-Design Consulting, several months ago regarding this. Issue came up with respect to an old berm that was along Meldor, is along Meldor Road. And DEC has looked into it, and it's actually within the setback area, the berm itself, not the excavation, but the berm itself is within the setback area. So we either need, Callahan either needs the town's approval to leave it in place, just the berm, or they would have to remove it. We believe that if we remove it, actually, the site becomes more visible, potential for noise, leaving the site becomes more problematic. It is vegetated, there's no more excavation proposed in that area right up against it, so it would just be leaving it in place until the excavation that's behind it is done, then the topsoil that's in the berm would be spread back out onto the site. So it really becomes a question of just kind of the status quo. I mean, it's been there for many, many years, and we kind of like that. We were in front of you about 6 months or so ago with this, and this is something that's come about. So Callahan either has to remove it or get the town's approval to leave it in place.
So the way I understand it, this was brought up because it's within the setback,
Yes,
but it's
it's just the berm itself, not
Right.
the excavation itself.
basically just if somebody looked at a piece of paper.
And we've got better mapping now from when the prior consultant had back, 10, 15 years ago. It is within the setback area, but it is just the berm, it's not the excavation. No excavation limits are proposed to change as a result of this. Everything stays the same, it's just that we'd like to leave the berm.
So the way I understand it is we can decide if we leave it or
Is there any benefit to the town to take it down?
no.
No. And,
That was my one and only question.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I think if you have them remove it, it's gonna be worse.
I concur,
So,
100%. So I think we leave it as is. So you want to make a motion? Motion there.
I make a motion to leave the berm.
Second?
You don't have to do any kind of,
Well, the board's gonna have to write a letter to DEC,
Right.
just informing them that we're okay with the berm staying.
but we can just do this with a simple motion. Correct. I'll second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. You can leave the berm as is.
Appreciate it.
Write a letter.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for coming
Take
in.
care, guys. Anything else?
Anybody else have anything they'd like to bring up tonight?
The only question I had, Stephanie had asked, about a month ago or whatever, that my board term is up. And so that whether I wanted to continue or not, but I'd be interested in continuing. I don't know what I have to do or,
We get 2 terms. Your first is up, right? Your first 7 years?
I'm not sure it was my first or second, to be honest with you. I know I finished, a term for, who was it? Trying to think who left the board to go to the town board, right? So that would have been my first partial term, and then a term after that, I believe.
What's the
If
code
you
say?
filled out somebody's term, that's
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
right, because you can only do 2 full terms.
Okay, so I don't think I think this would be my second term, I finished Eric's term, and then I had a full term, I believe. This will be my first full term.
But didn't Eric get elected in 2014?
If he's finishing out somebody else's term, then that doesn't go in.
Okay.
You get 2 full terms, it's not 14 years, right?
So you would like
2 full
to
terms.
stay on if you can?
Yes.
If it's not your second term?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll look into the
Look into the
documents.
documents.
Yeah, let's just
We'll
figure
look into
that
the
out.
documents, find out if it's your second term or not. If it's
Yeah.
not, then we'll
Okay,
put you up.
all right,
Sound
fair
good?
enough, fair enough.
Okay. Appreciate you doing that.
Thank you.
It's tough to find people. Anything else?
I have a tree line that blocks my neighbor's view of the sawmill. I'd like the permission of the board to leave it in place. Do we do that? Nothing else, sorry.
Oh, he's a smart aleck.
I can't.
There's-
No.
Could you just tell me when, so I'm doing December.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome. I think it's like next Thursday. If you can give me a date, like
For the
zoning board in the town. I know I should know because my husband's on it, but I just.
Well, this Thursday.
Try not to really-
Okay.
Talk to him.
No, I just try not to get involved in. So is the zoning?
Zoning, the
Third.
19th, I think,
December 9th?
Thursday.
Okay,
And
that's gotta be like
then
next.
town is
Thursday is.
5, 12,
workshop.
14.
the 12th.
12 is like.
Town board, 12.
Okay, thank you.
So,
You're welcome.
yeah, the 12th. and
I just wanna make sure. I put that in my calendar.
Okay.
Thank
Nothing else? A motion to close the meeting?
Make a motion.
Steve,
I'll second.
Vicky, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Planning board meeting for December 3rd is now officially ended. Thank you. That was easy.
Oh.